So I don't know if you were watching the game last night. It was Jets, Bulls, or not Bulls, but Bills, the Buffalo Bills, New York Jets. They're playing, and Aaron Rodgers gets hurt on the fourth possession, the fourth down, right, the fourth time, and he gets hurt. He's out. They bring in this guy Wilson to play, and you could hear the energy of the stadium. Gone, right? They're playing at home. They're playing the Jets. They're excited about their year. They believe in, hey, this is a year. We got Aaron Rodgers. He's going to be great. He's going to do some incredible things for us. And there's whole thing. And then all of a sudden he gets hurt, and they're like, oh, we're done. And great game. They actually end up winning. But my point is this: sports is interesting because so often we have individuals that are truly devoted. Whether their team is doing great or their team is doing bad, they could care less either way. They're devoted. They're going to be a fan. I think a Cleveland Browns fan. We're close to Cleveland, right? I've got several in the church. They're fully devoted. They're still wearing the stuff. Now they're really excited because they just won the first game. They beat Cincinnati very, very well, convincing win. But they're devoted, and they'll be devoted if Cleveland starts to lose again like they normally do. They're still going to be devoted. But then there's the other side of the people that, man, they're bandwagon. All of a sudden, Cleveland wins on Sunday, and I'm seeing a bunch of Cleveland Browns shirts, things people would have never wore before, never acknowledged that they were winning, because they're not really devoted. They're only devoted when things are going their way. They're only devoted when it's a good time to be devoted. They're on the bandwagon, and they'll be on the bandwagon for a while, as long as they're winning. But in Christianity, we're not told to be bandwagon people when things are going well, when things are excited, when everything's working really well. Be part of that. But hey, once stuff gets a little tough, once maybe the church asks you to invest more time, talent, or treasures, once that happens, you can kind of back away and wait for things to be good again. Wait for everything to work really well. But the word doesn't say that. In fact, today in Acts chapter 2, I think there's an interesting moment here when we see the beginning of the church, beginning of the Christian church. What made them so powerful? What made that Christian church? We read at the very end of Acts chapter 2 that they were adding daily those that were being saved, not just every Sunday or once in a while, but every single day. And this is what it says, verse 42, Acts chapter 2, verse 42. I think one of the most powerful verses we can ever see within what should the church be. And this is how it starts out. He says, and they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and the fellowship, to the breaking of bread and the prayers. There's 4 elements there. And there's something I've been talking to our staff and our leadership about it in this church, is we need to have those 4 elements of apostles' teaching. We need to have those 4 elements of fellowship, of breaking bread, and of prayer. We need to have those 4 elements within all of our ministries, within all we do. But the very beginning of it matters more than everything else, because this is what it says. And they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching, to fellowship, to prayer, to breaking of the bread, the communal meals. They devoted themselves. It wasn't just every once in a while. They recognized, I must live, and this is how I will live. I'm devoted to this. This is what I'm going to do. And nothing's going to stop me, whether I feel good or I feel bad. Where all the stars align today, if my car works and my kids, they don't give any problems, the whole thing, right? That it doesn't matter on any of those things, but I'm fully devoted. You as a Christian, I'm assuming that you're listening, and if you're a Christian, you go to church right now. Let me ask you this question: or you look at your church and you wish it was more. You wish you could see more things. You wish you could see more salvations. You wish you could see more people's lives being transformed and coming to Christ. That you wish you could see more miracles, signs, and wonders. Let me ask you: are you even fully devoted? Are you fully devoted to what's going on? The church world is seen in the United States that people are less and less devoted. Now we have this, the stat that most people consider themselves a consistent Christian if they go to church once every 5 weeks. I mean, that's horrific. The national average right now is 66% of the time, which equals it's only 2/3 of the time. Think about that. What ends up happening? It means that the average Christian misses 3 months of church every year. Is that a devoted Christian? Right? We don't have Sunday nights because we can't get people out there. We don't have Wednesday nights for a lot of churches because you can't get people out there. There's no Bible studies. There's prayer meetings are one of the worst things ever attended in any church. And you wonder why we're not impacting the country, why we're not impacting our communities, why we're not doing. Well, let me ask you, let me challenge you this. Are you devoted? Are you part of the body of Christ that devotes themselves to the apostles' teachings, to breaking of bread, to fellowship, and to prayer? Because if we're not hitting those four, all those other promises and the very base of what the church was created for, we've missed the whole thing.